Okay, so right now what we're going to do is we're going to generate the oxygen that we need inside this container in order for us to do our experiment. So in here, I filled this with deionized water. So we have a container full of deionized water. That's also what's in this beaker here. We're going to generate our oxygen by using some hydrogen peroxide, and we're going to react it with a catalyst, iron chloride, right? Or iron 3 chloride specifically. When the iron 3 chloride reacts with this, it's going to help separate that hydrogen peroxide, which is H2O2, into water and oxygen gas. Right? So to capture that, I'm first going to fill my container with some water. Let's go ahead and move these out of the way so you guys can see that. So I'm filling this with water, and you can see I have this air bubble up on top. So I'm going to pour my deionized water up and over the top, nice and filled. I'm going to cover it with a glass cover. And so now this whole container is just water inside. Oh, that didn't work. Got a crack in there. Got some oxygen in. Cover it again. And so what I want to do is I want to leave that cover on until I get this underneath the water level. I can take that cover off now. And you can see that this is still full of water. And I can go ahead and very gently place that on top of this container, or this holder. And that holder has a hole at the bottom. And so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and just pour that in there so we can get a little bit extra height, is I'm going to take this flask with my hydrogen peroxide. I'm going to add into it a pre-measured amount of that iron chloride. This is about 200 milliliters of my hydrogen peroxide. I'm using about 10 milliliters of my iron 3 chloride. And when I pour that in there, this is going to start to react. When that reacts, I'm going to cover it here. And we're going to take that oxygen that it's generated through this tube, and I'm going to flow it into this container. And then, because this is inverted, as the oxygen flows into the bottom, this is going to get pushed out, and we'll have a container that's full of just oxygen. So let's go ahead and mix those in. If you look underneath, you can see that we have a bubbling going on. That went really quick. And so now I have a container that's just full of oxygen. I'm going to go ahead and take my glass cover, flip that down underneath. And as long as that glass cover stays on top, then we'll have just oxygen in there. Now my reaction's still going, so I'm going to use this moment to go ahead and fill my other containers.